Today, big news from student government and sprinkler damage at the crossings. That's all coming up right here on Spinnaker News. I'm Tedlyn Locke, and you're watching Spinnaker News on Spinnaker Television. We start off with big news from student government. Student government President Joseph Turner has formally accused Senate President Caitlin Ramirez of not doing her job. At last night's Budget and Allocations Committee meeting, Ramirez said that Turner filed a notice of noncompliance. A noncompliance notice is the first step in reprimanding an SG official for failure to adhere to SG rules. Attorney General Matthew Harris clarified that Turner issued the notice of noncompliance due to her failure to abide by SG Constitutional Statute 408.4 Section A, which states the following: all records from Senate and committee meetings of the previous 3 years shall be made available online. Records shall consist of, but not limited to, voting records, attendance records, and bills. The Constitution and Statutes Chair must, upon passage of a bill revising statute, submit an updated version of the statute to the Senate President. The records must be turned into the webmaster within 11 business days from the Senate President. There will be a hearing tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. in the SG's judicial chambers to determine whether Ramirez violated this statute. On October 1st, a student in the Osprey Crossings hung a shirt from a fire sprinkler dorm room to steam it clean. According to the UNF PD report, the sprinkler was triggered by the weight of the shirt and flooded the room. When the officer arrived, the sprinkler had been broken. The damage is estimated to be between $3,000 and $4,000. The student has been referred to student conduct. Now here's Heidi Andrada with your weather update.
Good morning, Ospreys. It's that time of year. Don't you just love the crispness in the air? I'm Heidi Andrada, bringing your Spinnaker weather update. After the rainy days, here is the fall weather we've all been waiting for. As you can see right now, it is mostly cloudy. However, today will be mostly sunny with a high at 84. In the afternoon, there will be calm south winds at 5 to 7 miles per hour. Still, ladies, let your hair down. Tonight will be mostly cloudy with a low around 66, and we may see patches of fog after midnight. In fact, this Thursday, there's a lunar eclipse in the morning around 6 to 7, so it's a blood moon, and if you can wake up that early, it's a sight you don't want to miss. And for the adventurous surfers, today there's a moderate risk of rip currents. Surfline says that the waves are knee to thigh high with eastern swells at 1 foot. Now that you're updated with the weather, let's take a look at what's coming up in your 3-day forecast.
Thanks, Heidi. Now here's Brandon Thigpen with your sports report.
Hey Ospreys, I'm Brandon Thigpen, in for Christian Rouet with your Spinnaker Sports Report. We start by traveling to Kentucky, where the women's soccer team defeated Northern Kentucky 2-1 in a heated ASUN conference match this weekend. The game was tied at 1 until the 84th minute, when freshman Kayla Gray scored the game winner. The Ospreys will host USC Upstate and Kennesaw State this weekend as they look to improve their 3-9-1 record. Speaking of USC Upstate, the cross-country teams converged on Spartanburg, South Carolina for the Upstate Invitational. The men's team finished 3rd overall, with 5 Ospreys finishing in the top 30. And the women's squad won up the men, finishing 2nd overall, with 5 Ospreys making the top 20 cut. Both teams traveled to Bama for the Crimson Classic in less than 2 weeks to finish their regular season. Well, that's it for sports today. Now let's toss it over to Tedlyn at the desk.
Thanks, Brandon. Well, that's all the time we have for you today on Spinnaker News. But for more on the stories reported today and other stories, you can check out unfspinnaker.com. You can also like the Spinnaker on Facebook at facebook.com/UNFSpinnaker, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UNFSpinnaker. For Heidi Andrada and Brandon Thigpen, I'm Tedlyn Locke. Have a great day, UNF.